Hello people of YouTube, this is more Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. In this part we are given a short description of what the heck is going on. That is Crimea to the left, Dan to the east. I know my directions. Anyways, Dan has been attacking Crimea, so this is Alencia. She claims to be the princess. She is the princess, and now we need to take her to Galileo so that she can be safe and get help from the king of Galileo. There are the beast tribes. We'll get more into them later, what the heck a beast is. Anyways, Chapter 6, A Brief Diversion. So currently we are running, and we're talking about how Gotri is a fat man inside a giant suit of armor, and right here we talk about subhumans, which are, well, Shinon hates them, and they're disgusting and stuff. And Shinon describes, Soren describes there's beast, birds, and dragons. Beasts are the ones that inhabit Galileo, like tigers, cats, and lions. There's only one lion in this game though, so. Anyways, right here we're being talked about how there is a exit to this forest, and we need to get somebody out there. Anyways, also with that Dan thing, there was like, we need to set a trap for them. Where are they gonna exit out? And Ina knows exactly where we're going to be, just because she's a really smart tactician. And that's what happens there. So now there are a bunch of soldiers here where Soren thought the troops would be more spread out, because Ina's a brilliant tactician, she knew we'd be exiting. So because we're already separated from the rest of our group, we broke into two parties in order, I don't remember the reason why, but we broke into two parties, so you don't have Shinon and Gotri during this chapter. So over there, Soren and, I don't know, Mist and Rolf and Alencia go run away. But, so the way you start this chapter is in these bushes, and you can go out the left side and, like, sneak out there, because a unit will not be attacked until they leave these bushes. But I find it easier to go down the right side, and if you go off the left side, it can be a really big cluster. Unfortunately, my first time through this, I showed up Rise a little bit, I made him too open so that he got killed. And that's what happened there. Anyways, so with this chapter, it's not overall that difficult of a chapter, and I think to be, if you get by the beginning is the hardest part, just getting out of these bushes. I feel there's no reason to use Titania for this one at all. And right there is me protecting my squishier units. Okay, so if you go on the left side, all these people will start bombarding you, and they're more clustered. But by going on the right side, they're more spread out, making it a bit easier. Here I was kind of scared that Ike was gonna get double shot there, but luckily Lance dude doesn't tend to double shot, double hit, double attack. I don't think I've described that, but the way if you double attack or not is based on how high your speed stat is compared to the enemy. And only one character can double attack per battle. Both characters cannot double attack. Or both of them will just single. One will double attack, or both will just single attack. So that's how that works. Right here I'm trying to like, crap, because I don't want to I don't want to have Rise out, I don't want to have Ike die either, so I'm like, what am I gonna do here? Right here I put, oh, he is a Polix, so you want to see, double check Oscar to see how much damage he's gonna do, because Oscar can take, Polixes do a ton of damage to your mounted units. So you need to make sure to watch out for those guys. And here's more horses taken down, like, which is fine with me. Because Ike, my Ike seems to be really good right now, but unfortunately he turns out really bad compared to what I usually get from my Ike. Usually Ike is just, well, always Ike will be a destroying force in the end of the game, but it is possible, unfortunately, to get a bad Ike, which really sucks because he's needed to beat the game. Yeah, you have to use Ike no matter what. I really dislike how Radiant Dawn made it that there are more required units that you have to use later in the game, making it so that you have less diversity on your team. Like, you can still have a pretty big diversity, but when it comes down to it, just the amount of needed units you get is kind of ridiculous. Okay, so now we're gonna start some bridge defense here. Unfortunately, Boyd does not do as much damage as I want him to do with that hammer, because hammers are supposed to do super effective damage to knights, which I'm always happy about. So I'm trying to decide if I want to give Boyd the Poleaxe there, but I decided against it, just because he has quite a full inventory. I do get another axe user later, but I like having Boyd be the guy that carries a lot of the specialty axes. I don't know if I'm trying to think about what I'm saying there is actually true. Because I do use one other dude that uses axes throughout the game, but we don't get him till chapter 10? Yeah, chapter 10. And we see, for example, there's the knight dude that double attacked Boyd, but Boyd didn't double attack him. There's Soren Taya. Remember that magic users will do super mega damage against knights. That's what they get for having such heavy armor resistance. See, it's like sending a, man, I can't think of any good Pokemon terminology here. I don't play it nearly, like, I understand the competitive aspect of Pokemon, but I don't really play it. I don't competitively play Pokemon too much. Which one would I say is more complex? Fire Emblem or Pokemon? Fire Emblem? No, Pokemon, because it has Eeves. Eeves. But also there's no such thing as competitive Fire Emblem. Well, there sort of was with the Game Boy Advance ones, and there sort of is with the DS one, but not too many people played Shadow Dragon, and I don't know if the new one is going to have that online battle system. If they do, I'm not going to complain, because I thought it was a pretty cool system. My only complaint is that I didn't play too much Shadow Dragon, so I really didn't want to make a team just for online battling. After playing, I don't like Shadow Dragon, because it's not a remake. It's like they tried too hard to recreate the original NES experience. Instead of updating a lot of the things, they just kept it the same, which in some ways is good, but it'd be like if Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green they didn't add gender, they didn't add Eeves, and that would make it, that would be good. And that'd be just stupid, because why would you do that? If you've improved... Here at YouTube, we have a policy. It's, if it ain't broke, fix it anyways. And that was on a video I saw on, like, making fun of YouTube. It's good. I was talking about, like, making fake updates. You know how YouTube, they'll always... Why is that? Whenever they make an update, they don't make it, like... They don't improve on what we complain about. They instead decide to make more things for us to complain about, therefore ruining the whole reason so that we forget our old complaints and just start complaining about a new one. Like, I really don't like with the new page layout how the recommended thing is what YouTube recommends for me. That's how it is literally said, what YouTube recommends for me. It doesn't say, here's your subscriptions. I have to click on 2 other pages in order to get to my subscriptions. I don't know if that's really the topic of this video, and also another complaint about what I'm having right now is because YouTube changes so often, what I say now isn't going to be understood by a person like in a, not a week, but maybe like in 2 months. I don't know if this conversation I'm having is really going to be important anymore. So we'll see how that works. Only the test of time can tell. And a lot of the time, it's not even like... You'd imagine they do it because they want to have the monetized videos, like, be the ones that show up the most. But it's not even really that. A lot of the time it's just this random stuff that I really have no interest in watching. And no, I'm not saying random stuff. It's like people that I'm subscribed to. But hey, I've already seen that video, and... Okay, right there, for some reason, the boss talks and just says, hit them with everything you got. But, not really that big a... Like... I feel like all the enemies should just start heading after you right when you appear from the grass, and that would make it more difficult, but they don't. They still only attack once you get to a certain range, so that works with me. It makes my job a bit easier. Remember, with Fire Emblem, it's much better to clump up your team than to spread out. The advantage of spreading out means you're going to cover more space, but it's going to put your people in more danger, and that's the problem there. Now in this game, priests do not heal themselves. And that's something that Radiant Dawn added, is that priest will heal every turn, so you cannot experience grind on priest like you can in Radiant Dawn, which is a beautiful, beautiful strategy. Oh, it's so cheap. Oh no, I would never use that though, nope. Only a noob would do that. I mean, I love using boss abuse in, like, Sacred Stones, or sometimes on the harder, particularly in the harder difficulties, but I never use boss abuse. I have used the priest abuse, I can't remember how many times when playing Radiant Dawns, but I don't do it every run. Like, I know a lot of people, they do it every run. They enjoy doing experience boosting, experience grinding, which I don't think is necessary. It's not a bad thing. I mean, hey, you can do whatever you want. Like, people that pay attention to all the Eves, not to Eves when regularly playing through Pokemon, I haven't met a person that will pay attention to their Eves. I'm paying attention to natures. It's something I've grown accustomed to doing. And I just aim for not a bad nature. Like, if I get an Alakazam, I'm not going to have a nature that gives it plus attack and minus special attack. Right here, that guy is a halberdier. He's just an upgraded soldier, like, you know, the ones that we've been murdering in the thousands, because there are way too many soldiers in this game. At least I feel like soldiers are the most common class. But a halberdier, he doesn't have anything, like, special about him. But when you look at his stats, you'll be like, oh, he's level 2? What? See, because when you first play this game, you don't understand how you're like level 2. That's lower than level 18, so why do my units not instantly kill him? Well, at least that's what I was thinking, because this is my first Fire Emblem game. But eventually I figured out, oh, he's like an upgraded, oh. So it'd be like in Pokemon, if number 1, everything evolved at level 50, let's say that, and then when it hit level 50, it went back to level 1. That's my best way of comparing it, but it's far from a good comparison. Anyway, there was Oscar just killing that lowly priest. I enjoy clearing out a map of all enemy units for the sake of clearing a map of all enemy units. It gives you not bonus experience. It gives you some extra experience against the chapter, and that's always good for me. And also with my healer, I tend to abuse them in that if there's a minor wound, go heal it, rep. Hey, then he attacks up. Okay, Ike again, and then I finish him off with Soren. There we go. Now, something you're going to see me do here is I'm not going to instantly have Ike go end the chapter, because by having your other units go through, you get bonus experience, which once again becomes important in the chapter after this one. Yes. No, it becomes important in 2 chapters, bonus experience. So you'll have fun learning about that, and I'll explain it. And I do have a plan for all this bonus, because when you get to the base for the first time, you get a lot of bonus experience. And I have a good plan for all that bonus experience. I would be an even better plan if I wasn't playing on hard mode, but I am, so I'll explain it, though, when I get to it. So anyways, we complete the chapter, and is this moving in normal? Okay, it was lagging for a bit, or is moving in normal motion. Anyways, Princess Valencia is at the end of the forest, and we're talking about stuff. So Ike is like, okay, we need to go meet back up with Grail, Shinon, and Gotri, and Alencia, Mist, and Rolf are gonna go to the castle and check out that's going up there. Okay. And then if Riz is alive, Alencia is going to give him a Mend Staff, which will heal for a lot more than a Heal Staff. But you tend to just need to use the Heal Staff. Okay, I'm sorry for not speeding this part up. Huh. Was my bad there. But anyways, this has been Jonas. Links for good 2,000 below. Hit the big yellow ogre. And if you want to, the comment, Sam your Crookers on. Bye.